Insightful podcasts by informative hosts. Insights into Things, a podcast network. Welcome to Insights into Teens, a podcast series exploring the issues and challenges of today's youth. Your hosts are Joseph and Madison Whalen, a father and daughter team making their way through the challenges of the teenage years.
Welcome to Insights into Teens. This is episode 171, Pride Month. I'm your host, Joseph Whalen, and my strong and confident co-host, Madison Whalen.
Hi, everyone.
How you doing today, Maddie?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm doing okay. Now that we've finally got everything up and running, I think I've gone through 4 changes since we redid the studio here and various technical issues, but hopefully, fingers crossed, knock on fake wood, I think we're okay.
Yeah.
So this week we are talking about Pride Month, and I'll let you do the intro for Pride Month.
So June is Pride Month, and across the world there are celebrations and commemorations to recognize all who identify as LGBTQ and their allies. While the rainbows and glitter may catch your eye, at the heart of Pride Month is a call for greater unity, visibility, and equality for the LGBTQ community, as well as a time to reflect on the milestones of the past 50 years. Today, we're going to answer some of the biggest questions about Pride Month, including why it's celebrated in June and how the rainbow flag came to be a universal symbol of solidarity.
Awesome. Before we do that, though, I do want to take a moment to invite our our listening and viewing audience to subscribe to the podcast. You can find our podcast pretty much anywhere you can get podcasts now. We're on Apple, Spotify, Google, and so forth. You can find audio versions of this podcast listed as Insights into Teens, but you can also find audio and video of this podcast and all the network's podcasts if you do a search for Insights into Things. I would also invite you to write in and give us your feedback. Tell us how we're doing. We're always looking for show topics. You can email us at comments@insightsintothings.com. You can find us on Twitter at insights_things. Or you can find links to all that and more on our official website at www.insightsintothings.com. Are we ready?
Sure.
Here we go. So what is Pride Month? Well, according to GLAAD, the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation, which is a nonprofit organization focused on LGBTQ advocacy and culture change founded in 1985, Pride Month provides, quote, an opportunity for the community to come together, take stock, and recognize the advances and setbacks made in the past year. It's also a chance for the community to come together and celebrate in a festive, affirming atmosphere. So from June 1st to June 30th, Pride celebrations, including marches, festivals, performances, and gatherings, are held to uplift the LGBTQ plus voices and last anywhere from several days to a full week. Pride Month celebrates LGBTQ culture, achievements, and activism through its series of organized activities and events. Through these efforts, the LGBT community and its allies also aim to increase awareness for ongoing issues of inequality, as well as commemorate the lives lost to hate crimes and the AIDS crisis. So why is Pride associated with the LGBT community? This is actually a question that I had thrown in that wasn't in your original notes. Because I always wonder, why is it Pride? Why do they associate Pride with it? Because Pride can mean a lot of different things.
Yeah.
The terms Pride parades, Pride marches, Pride events, and Pride festivals are commonly used to talk about demonstrations for the legal rights of the LGBTQ community, and to refer to events that celebrate the rights of the LGBTQ community. Since there has been so much discrimination toward the community, the terms gay pride and LGBTQ pride are used by the people belonging to the community to promote their self-affirmation and dignity in order to end discrimination. So in short, the community takes pride in celebrating their identity and social diversity. And when I read that, it clicked and it totally made sense to me. So what else do we have?
So why exactly does it take place in June? Pride Month is observed in June to honor the anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising, a touchstone event in LGBTQ history. In the late 1600s, being openly gay was...
Well, not 1600s.
1960s. Sorry.
1600s, I'm sure it wasn't particularly helpful either.
Sorry. In the late 1960s, being openly gay was largely prohibited in most places. New York, in particular, had ruled that the simple presence of someone gay or genderqueer counted as disorderly conduct, effectively outlawing gay bars. On June 28, 1969, patrons of the Stonewall Inn, a popular bar with a diverse LGBTQ clientele, stood their ground after police raided the establishment. The resulting clash led to days of riots and protests known as the Stonewall Uprising. 1 year later, on the anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising, thousands of people flooded the streets of Manhattan in the Christopher Street Gay Liberation Day March, originally a protest that is now regarded as the first gay pride event ever. That evening, a similar march was held in Los Angeles. The following year came a march in Boston, and soon Washington, D.C., London, Tel Aviv, and then everywhere.
So I think it's important for us to take a moment to kind of reflect on why we're doing this as a topic. Can you explain that to the audience?
So recently, this topic had been coming up in my life personally because I had been questioning my identity. And eventually I ended up kind of discovering that in myself, and it was something that I felt could be talked about on the podcast because a lot of other people my age are experiencing similar feelings that I have.
So as with most of what we do here, our intention is to educate people. It's to, in this case, certainly to bring awareness, but it's also to kind of show appreciation for people who are oppressed, who are discriminated against. We all had the pleasure of attending a Pride event that we'll show some video of later in the show. And what struck me, because I'm new to the entire community itself for the most part, and what struck me was acceptance and support. The community itself looks out for each other. And given the state of affairs in the world today, I think society could benefit from that simple, basic philosophy of do what's right, support the community, look out for other people, and be a part of the solution, not part of the problem. Yeah. So, but this was really what we wanted to address initially, kind of set the stage for what Pride Month is and what we're going to be talking about. I think we'll take a quick break. We'll come back, and then we'll talk a little bit about the history of Pride Month and dig a little bit deeper. We'll be right back. For over 7 years, the Second Sith Empire has been the premier community guild in the online game Star Wars: The Old Republic. With hundreds of friendly and helpful active members, a weekly schedule of nightly events, annual guild meet and greets, and an active community both on the web and on Discord. The Second Sith Empire is more than your typical gaming group. We're family. Join us on the Starforge server for nightly events such as operations, flashpoints, world boss hunts, Star Wars trivia, guild lottery, and much more. Visit us on the web today at www.thesecondsithempire.com.
Welcome back to Insights into Teens. Today we're talking about Pride Month. So we've already kind of discussed a bit of the history surrounding how gays have been discriminated against. So how exactly did Pride Month begin? Pride Month had humble beginnings. It initially began as Gay Pride Day, observed annually on the last Sunday in June. As awareness increased, more activities and events were planned throughout the month, and eventually it evolved into a